Hey everybody, it's Peter and I'm here at Canada's most huggable car dealer. This is Jim Gilbert's Wheels and Deals and Jim Gilbert's Power Sports, and this is the Pedego Avenue, and this is barely out on the website. I haven't really seen any information online, and we're going to do a first look at this bike, and if you're interested in knowing more, hit the subscribe button right now because we're going to come back and do a GoPro test ride of this later. But right now we're just going to do a general first look overview and get you going on what this is, and I like it. Let's just put it out there right now. More smiles per mile on the Pedego shirt? Absolutely, that's the way this works. So let's take a closer look at the Pedego Avenue. The first thing you're going to notice when you look at the design of this bike is this is a more traditional looking bicycle, which means it's a non-traditional looking Pedego bike. You can see that double diamond design, very classic look. This is a typical mountain bike look. Doesn't quite line up here and here, gives it a little bit more modern appearance. You've got the thicker down tube here, and that houses the battery in there, which I believe is removable. I have not taken it out yet, but there's a key right there. You can plug it in there. So yeah, it's definitely removable. I just haven't done that myself yet. Again, this is a first look review. Over here, you're going to say this looks a bit like a mountain bike style bike, but it's actually a city bike. This is 10 years in development. These are 28-inch city tires, non-mountain bike tires. You've got these awesome spokes here. This is a resin type material. Not sure exactly what it's made of, to be very honest with you. You can get these available in a spoked wheel as well. I just think these are cooler. You do have disc brakes in here. These are mechanical disc brakes. They are not hydraulic disc brakes. That's going to keep the cost down a little bit. And this is a little bit lighter bike than some of the other Pedegos, and that may mean you don't need those hydraulic brakes as much. You've got a nice little light up here, good cable routing again that comes in through the frame. That's what they do. Right now this one has an accessory water bottle here. You should probably take note of that because you can put a water bottle in a traditional spot on this bike. And over in the back, again, very simple mountain bike style look. Let's take a look on this side now. Looking on the back side here, you've got your 7-speed transmission right there. Those are your gears right there, and they of course have a massive spread. You're gonna find this a lot on e-bikes. Good climbing gears up here, but most of your gears are really about high-speed gears. You can see sort of from about gear 5 through gear 1 there, they are absolutely higher speed gears, which makes sense on an e-bike. Only use the top 2 gears if you really need to climb up hills, and of course you've got all that power as well. Down here on the crank, a couple things I like. You haven't got the traditional Pedego full chain cover. They want to go with a traditional regular bicycle look, but you do have a double chain guard here. That's this side and this side. That matters, so if you ever hit a curb here, you've got a double protection, but it matters because as your pants come down here, anything that flops over there is gonna not hit that greasy chain there. It's gonna come right through. So really simple, basic design. I should also point out it's quite light, easy to pick up. And your kickstand, I don't think I pointed that out, is on the backside here, right on the hub. So very, again, traditional look. Now let's look at the display on the bike. This is a little bit more simple display than the Boomerang that I took a look at yesterday, and I'm just wobbling the bike there a little bit. A couple things I want to point out. First of all, before I forget, you've obviously got your brake levers there. They are rubber tipped on the edge, so you've got grip over where my fingers touch here, and this is your bell. There's your bell there, built in, nice and clean look, which of course on a city bike, that's what you're looking for. Try to move this back. There is going to be some flicker in this screen. It's the way it interacts with the camera, not the way the screen actually is. Simple, simple display. I always say if you can ride a regular bike, you can ride an e-bike. All you need to know is to move your power assist up or down. You can use right there. There are other settings in here, and we're going to do a separate video eventually on what all this controller can do. Again, the shipping plastic is on here, so don't worry too much about some of those things that you see there and wonder what that is. But let's just cycle through here. Pedal assist. First of all, there is level 0. That means you can pedal this like a regular bike. This being a little bit lighter bike, you can absolutely pedal this like a regular bike. So even if you ran out of range, you wouldn't need to. Now, I haven't seen the official spec on the Avenue range yet, but they are telling me it is class leading for range. It's also class leading acceleration, and I believe that because you've got a good powerful motor here and you've got a relatively lightweight bike. So pedal assist 0, there's your regular bike. Pedal assist 1, as you start pedaling, it's going to kick in a little bit more. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and level 5. Those are all pedal assist. There is an extra level on a Pedego bike, level 6, and what that allows you to do is use your throttle. We'll talk about your throttle in a second. Now, one thing that I find pretty cool is your odometers here. Again, I've set it to kilometers because we're in Canada. You can do miles per hour as well. And it's you've got to the 10th of a kilometer. So you've got 0 point whatever is the speed, and that's kind of accurate. And you can sort of see that it's on and ready to calculate by the blinking. And then this little bar up here is your power meter. That is a bar graph. Again, we'll get to this on the GoPro when we do a driving test of this, but that power meter fills in and comes down as you're using power. So you get a sense of how much power you're actually using, which is really handy whether you're using the throttle or whether you're using the pedal assist. So again, simple display, works very well. And again, we'll do a separate video review, so subscribe to the channel of exactly what goes on in this type of controller and the other controllers available in Pedego bikes. So let's step over to the throttle side and show you that. On the throttle side, or the right-hand side, you can see, very simple to use. It looks like a grip shifter, but it's not. This is your throttle. If I was to give it throttle right now, it would accelerate. On the higher end Pedegos, there's a little light that indicates whether the throttle is active or not. This one doesn't have that, so you'll have to use your display on the other side to let you know what's going on here. A couple things I like is all of your controls are here. So you've got your shifters up and down there, and you've got your throttle here, and you've got a nice squishy, comfortable kind of grip. It's just a rubber grip. Again, rubber is durable and simple and comfortable. And again, those rubber tipped brake levers there, obviously easily within reach. So really smart design here, 7 speeds there. You do have an indicator with that bar moving across to tell you roughly where you are. It only has 1 on this side and 7 on that side. And that just gives you a little bit of an idea of where you are. Mid-range gears, upper gears, and that's all you need when you're driving. Again, gears are a little less important on an e-bike. You still need them, but certainly you just want to have at a glance roughly where you are. So simple design here, and you can see why the bell was integrated into the brake levers, because you wouldn't have a lot of spot for it over here. And same thing with the controller on the other side. So having that trigger on the other side with the bell makes perfect sense. That also makes it legal on the roads. So let's talk about why I think a throttle is important on an electric bike. First of all, it's cool. Sometimes you just don't want to pedal at all. You want to drive it like a motorcycle, and you can do that with this bike. You can just give the throttle and off you go. What I like using the throttle for is I still like to get a bit of a workout when I'm riding my bike. So I pedal along. Sometimes I use a little less power, a little more leg strength. Sometimes I get a little tired and I up the leg strength. But where the throttle is useful is when you get into a little bit of inclines, maybe a 15, 20, 30 foot incline. Around here in Fredericton, we've got a lot of little bridges that go over roads or go over rivers and other kind of things. And sometimes you're in a comfortable pedal assist. You don't want to have to change the setting up 1 or 2 or down 1 or 2. And to change your pedal assist settings, let's say you like being in pedal assist number 2. Well, am I in 2 or am I in 3? You got to always look down at that display as you bounce up a couple, bounce down a couple. Pedego e-bike, you leave it in, let's say it's level 2, and as you reach that incline, you give it a little bit of throttle, and you can give it full power by giving it full throttle, and then you can back that off, and you've got full control by just dialing in a little bit extra power, a little bit extra assistance, or a lot of extra assistance. You can dial it on or off, on or off. The other thing it's really helpful for is just getting going. Let's say you stop and you're in the highest gear, it's hardest to pedal gear, and maybe there's a slight incline, or you're just at a stoplight with the highest gear, you want to get going in a hurry. You give it some throttle until you're up to speed, and then, of course, that gear makes sense. So you don't always have to downshift at intersections. You can use that throttle instead. It just makes perfect sense. Now let's talk comfort of this bike. First thing we should point out is a lot of Pedego bikes are designed for comfort with cushy seats, laid back styling. This is a more traditional bike frame, so you have a little bit more of a traditional bike level of comfort. This isn't the cushy Rolls Royce of bikes. This is sort of a bit more of a sporty bike, so you've got the seat that goes along with it. This is quite a comfortable sporty level seat. Of course, it's very adjustable. You can move it forward, back, you can tilt, you do what you need to do there. So this one suits me quite well as is. The other thing is you can really adjust a lot of things here. The handlebars are very wide. I think that's very good. It gives you good control. And unlike the Pedego Boomerang, which has the sort of quick release where you can adjust everything here, you just need an Allen key to loosen this up. You can bring it up or down, and you can see the markings, so you can know that you've moved it a couple degrees over there. I'll show you a better picture of that right here, where you can see these markings there, so you know exactly how far you've adjusted it. The other thing you can do is you can loosen up here, tilt those handlebars back, tilt them forward a little bit, which just gives you a little bit more precise control. So it's going to be very easy to get comfortable on this bike, given what it is. Again, it's not designed to sit and laid back. It's designed to be a little bit more aggressive, a little more sporty riding position, and it's perfect for the way I like to ride. Now let's talk about practicality. When you're driving a bike like this, and any e-bike really, you want to talk about practicality. You're going to take things along, you're going to take things that you can go further along with. And what's pretty cool about this is they have little threaded mounts on the insides of various pieces on this bike. So you could probably put fenders on here. I haven't looked at the full accessory list for this bike yet. Again, we'll do that in the future as time goes on, so another great reason to subscribe. But it looks like you can add your accessories here on the inside. Pedego is amazing with accessories, so I'm sure they'll have a rack. They'll likely have fenders and everything else in there as well, if you want to ride in the rain and other things. And the front forks also have some threaded things. We'll show you them right now. As you can see right here, again, that threaded mount there on the outside of your front fork. And again, this bike has been in development for 10 years. They've thought through some of these things. So I'm excited to see what they do with this bike and what they bring out for the future. So in just a minute, we're gonna finish off this first look review with a torture test. We're gonna take this up a hill. Real quick note on the torture test. Filming a hill, it never looks like a real hill, but we have a nice steep hill here where I'm gonna do pedals off, throttle only up the hill. And that'll give you a sense of, you know, how much power this bike has. It can absolutely assist you up the hills. Now remember, this bike is brand new. I'm still learning about it myself. So if you have questions, let me know in the comment section below, because if I don't know, I'll find out for you. So you can let me know what you want to know. And of course, we're going to make more videos on this bike. We're going to talk more about the display. We're going to talk more about the accessories. And we're going to do a first ride review where we talk about what it's like to actually ride. I've only driven it here in the parking lot so far. I wanted to get this video out to you. But that's what's coming up. So subscribe to our channel if you want to know more about this bike, any Pedego bikes. We're also going to do Vespa scooters. I have a Vespa Electrica scooter coming up. Oh, I'm saying that wrong. But a Vespa electric scooter coming up. We've got Kawasaki information. We've got all kinds of stuff. So subscribe to this channel and we'll cover that all. We do daily reviews here. So let's go do that torture test right now. All right, here comes our torture test. I'm in sixth gear, looks like. And that means I can't pedal up this hill on my own. So what I'm gonna do is use the pedals just to get balanced, and we're gonna do a throttle only acceleration run up this hill. Now again, wide angle camera, everything's kind of skewed as we're down here in the bottom. You can see as soon as I let go, I'm rolling back and I can't pedal up. So, okay, throttle only, I've got one hand on the brake. When I come back down, it's gonna be pinkies only on the brake pedals to show you that you don't need a lot of force to do that. All right, throttle only, we're going. Picks up speed on its own, gaining some speed now. This is a tough hill climb, and it's doing it. Coming back around the sign, whoa. Come back around the sign, pinky's only braking, we're moving now. Pinky's only braking, tons of power right there. I wanna thank Jim Gilbert's Wheels and Deals, Canada's huggable car dealer. They provide me with vehicles every single day for me to do reviews for you. So if you wanna know more, you can subscribe to our channel and obviously come visit Jim Gilbert's. If you wanna test drive the Avenue and you're in Fredericton area or anywhere in the Maritimes, this is the test ride model. That's what this sticker says right here on the front. So you can come try it out for yourself. Great place to ride a bike, great place to buy a bike, and of course, great place to watch videos on Pedego bikes. Here to subscribe to our channel. Thanks everybody for watching.